All right, we have head coach Thomas Hammock here. And then for the assembled media here, I will unmute your line. So raise your hand once coach is done with his opening statement, and then we'll take questions. So coach, your opening statement on tonight's game.
Yeah, obviously just, proud of our team, proud of our young men, proud of our coaches. Thought they came out with a mindset to try to win the football game. We got to continue to play clean in every phase. We got to play complementary football. Credit to Ball State. They came back in the second half and were able to win.
I can't hear him at all.
A very senior-laden football team. But I think we made some strides in the right direction. But we got to continue to work on the little things in those critical moments to make the critical play to either stay on the field or get off the field defensively. And then obviously special teams is a big part too.
All right, questions starting with Eddie Carifio of the Daily Chronicle.
Hey, Coach, I was just, I guess the first question is, how do you say the third quarter overall went for you guys? I mean, I know that's been you kind of kid about not calling it the third quarter anymore. Didn't score, but you held in the 6 points. How are you looking at that?
I thought, obviously defensively we had a turnover. They drove down the field pretty good, and Dylan Thomas made a turnover. At that moment offensively, we got to find a way to, get some first downs, move down the field and build some momentum. And we were not able to do that. Something that we're going to continue to work on. How to find ways to make plays in those type of moments.
And then how'd you say your defensive line did? I mean, you guys had 3 sacks. I think 2.5 of them were by freshmen. It's a pretty experienced quarterback they were going against and a pretty experienced offensive line. How would you say they did?
Yeah, I thought defensively, I thought they came out with a mindset to try to get after the offensive line. Guys made some plays early. We just got to find ways to continue to make those plays throughout the game. They started a full slide in the protection to try to protect the quarterback a little bit more, which kind of minimize our opportunities. But then, when the team decides to do that, we got to be able to be better on the back end, making a tackle, getting the ball down so they don't try to create easy explosive plays.
Also, specifically on the line, O'Malley having his a sack in a pretty big situation there, and that I think was his first tackle of the year. Just what do you see out of him on that play, I guess?
Yeah, he's played quite a bit. But, he's a young man. He's a walk-on that's been getting better. He's got some size and some physicality and some punch. And I thought he did a nice job getting that sack. He played with energy. We had a couple pretty nice hits on the quarterback in the first half. I think Ray Thomas had a nice hit on him. Those guys are going to continue to improve and get better. The more reps that we can give them, and we're certainly going to try to up the reps in practice so we can, have that development time where they can continue to make jumps and strides.
Excuse me. And then obviously another turnover for a score. Is there something you're seeing on these, or what do you think, is the kind of the issue there?
No, I mean, we throw an interception, and I think, in the passing game, you understand that, interceptions happen, but we got to try to get the ball down. Not much we can do. Was impressed with the, much improved ball security. We made it a point of emphasis all week, and we got to continue to do so. And we can't put our defense in bad spots. You look at that game, and it was a 14-7 game. We had an opportunity to go up 21-7. And that puts you in a much better predicament to win the game. And Ross threw a pick. We understand that, but we got to at least try to get the ball down at some point.
James Krause, Northern Star.
Coach,
in the second half when Pugh got ejected, did you see Ball State attacking you guys defensively in a different way, or was it a matter of them just finally finding holes?
No, I mean, obviously they tried to, get under center and run the running back, but I thought our defense made it tough for him all night. I think he went over 100 yards, but it took him 25 carries. We felt confident, as young as we are, we felt confident to go out there and go toe to toe with those guys. And this is something that we can learn from, we can build from. We got closer to playing as clean as we can play. Obviously, the pick six is, if we can erase that and get that out of our system, we give ourselves a better chance to win.
What do you tell your guys going into this week, going forward? Obviously, didn't get the win, but this should be ideally a big confidence boost given the performance today.
No, I mean, I think the thing I told him is we're going to take this time to try to improve. I mean, we're going to fight. To me, with 10 days, you can almost go to a training camp mentality of fighting to get better and fighting on the details of the fundamentals and techniques of doing your job. And I think, we're going to take that time with a young football team that, we're going to go in the practice field and we're going to grind them. And we're going to grind to get better. And I think that's what it is. We got to make jumps and strides, both physically and mentally. And I think we got some time to do that right now.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Ethan Wiles.
Hey, Coach. The defense seemed to struggle tonight with some missed tackles. With this group being so young, is it the lack of experience, the lack of game reps that causes this problem? If so, over the next 10 days, how do you go about fixing that?
No, I think, it's not, I think, we got to get stronger. We got to develop them. I mean, we've had a fractured off season, as far as in the weight room, we haven't had the time to get their bodies developed the way we need to. And so that's going to be a big point of emphasis for us. We got to get them stronger. We got to get their weight up. Obviously you got young guys, they start playing some games, start practicing, they start losing some weight. So we got to be on them with the nutrition, what they're eating, how much they're eating, so they can handle those, the physicality of the game. Ball State has a veteran team. They got 23 seniors on their roster. So they going to break tackles. That back is a tough runner. That wide receiver is a big player. But we got to get stronger. We got to get more developed. And I think that once we make those strides in the weight room, then those guys start making those plays.
And in the beginning of the season, you talked about bringing the juice. Obviously, it's a rough start to the season, shortened season. You guys are halfway through, and it's 0-3. Where do you go from here about bringing the juice? Are you going to do anything fun over the next 10 days to kind of get these guys loosened up? I feel like they know where they're at with this rough start, but, how do you loosen up this team?
No, I mean, I thought they had the juice the whole game. I mean, you look at our sidelines, you didn't see a guy with his head down. They felt like they had faith that we was going to win the game. We was going to make the play. We just ran out of time. And I think, that's one thing as the head coach, you look at the demeanor. Guys were fighting and competing. Tyrese Ritchie, he got injured. He came back real quick because he wanted to help the team win. So from an energy standpoint, I don't have any problem where we're at. We got to just continue to make the plays in critical situations that's going to help us win.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, not seeing any other hands raised for Coach Hammack. Thank you, Coach.
No problem. Thank you.
Remember, guys, if you have questions for any of the student athletes coming up, make sure you raise your hand or put it in the chat and we'll get to you. We're also recording this. So now we have corner Dylan Thomas. So questions for Dylan. Starting with Ethan.
Hey, Dylan, officially halfway through the season. It's been a tough start, but the defense, they've looked strong so far. What specifically are you looking to work on during this mini 10-day bye week?
Just really overall as a defense, eye discipline, staying true to our gaps, staying true to our lanes. And me, myself, and the DBs definitely watching double moves, just making sure we're not getting beat on the smallest things that shouldn't beat us because we're a good group. Just make sure that is staying how it should be. And tonight was a statement for our DBs on how we should play overall most of the time, but it's got to be better.
Appreciate it, Dylan. Congrats on the pick.
Appreciate it.
Eddie Carriffio.
Yeah, Dylan, I was just wondering if you could take me through that interception there. Just what'd you see on the play? What were you looking for, and what happened?
So it was a cover three fire zone thirds on that play right there. So I knew there was going to be a rush and the quarterback was going to be forced to throw it. And so I was just kind of waiting on it more so. And I was trying to stay wide because it was like a crossing route between the 1 and 2 receiver. And then once I saw the QB commit to the slant and he kind of threw it behind him, I just played that and it just landed right. I was just in the right spot. I needed where I needed to be, really. Got a good one.
How big was it to come up with that in that situation? I mean, you guys it was a tie game at that point, but they had that long drive. Just how big was it to make sure they walked away with no points?
No, that was a good relief, and it's just and that's just a statement to what our defense is capable of. You know, we're always capable of just withstanding the downpour, and that was shown on that drive and multiple drives where they were getting field goals and different things like that. But we're looking to build on it. We're looking to be better.
How would you say you guys did defensively in the third quarter? I know it's been not the best quarter for you guys this year. How'd you say you guys ended up doing defensively this time around?
That first drive, if I'm not mistaken, they drove down almost all the way down the field. And was that the pick? I'm having a brain fart right now.
The first drive was the pick.
Yeah, and so that's got to stop. I feel like those first drives are make or breaks for a team and momentum-wise. And luckily, it did stop on that series. But overall, I feel like today was a good day for the defense overall. But 31 points is still, like I said, that's too much. We need to be better if we want to win.
James Krause, Northern Star.
Dylan, you guys were able to keep Caleb Huntley in pretty good check all game. That's a third really, really good running back that you guys have been able to really keep under wraps. Do you guys have what's been the secret sort of to really limiting the opponent's rushing attack?
I wouldn't say it's a secret. It's just doing the front seven doing their job. The D line is a bunch of monsters. They're doing what they need to do every play, staying in their gaps, and the linebackers are coming in and filling what gaps aren't being occupied by them. So I feel like the front seven themselves are a bunch of monsters, and then the back four is just meant to clean it up if it does break, if one run does break out. So just more so doing our job and staying true to our gaps, our gap assignments.
And then to this point of the season for your group, the back four, what would you say is your guys' strong suit, and what would you say is the thing that you're going to be looking to improve on in the second half of the year?
Like I said earlier, just more so the eye discipline, because I feel like in coverage, our group is solid in coverage. I stand to that to the core. Is just making sure that we're doing little things in cover threes and not being beat on double moves and things like that. Because getting greedy is good when it works out, but when it doesn't, you see what can happen. And just working on that coming this little bye week and just being ready for Western Michigan next in 2 weeks.
All right. Thank you, Dylan.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right. Now we're joined by quarterback Ross Bowers. We'll take questions now, starting with Eddie Carriffio from the Daily Chronicle.
Hey, Ross, just overall, how would you say the offense did today, especially compared to the last two games?
Yeah, a lot better, and obviously the outcome wasn't what we wanted, and the turnover killed us. But, other than those two negatives, man, there's a lot of positive. It felt like we were a lot more explosive, could move the ball when we wanted to, had a couple drives that sputtered out that we thought maybe could have kept us, we could have kept going, or maybe hit a pass here or there that would have helped. But, for the most part, at least compared to the last game, we felt a lot more efficient, a lot more explosive. so it was a better feeling with that, actually having a chance to score points and give us a chance to win.
What are you seeing on the interceptions? Is there anything you're seeing on the interceptions this year that, it's like, okay, this is what I'm doing wrong, this is what got to change, or is it just one of those things?
Well, I've had 2, and the first one was on a screen, so it's kind of a blind throw. And then this one was totally on me just because I really messed up the signal. I was thinking it was one thing, and then our outside receiver saw another. So we didn't get the vertical clear, that would have opened up the throw I was throwing. But that's just, just not knowing that signal killed us. And that's just like, it's like junior league football. Like, how do you not know the signal? It hurts, man. It's something that, it was a good read. I know they were in cover 4, and that's a great route versus cover 4. It's just not the one that was called. So it was, it's just tough. It's tough to swallow, because it's such a basic thing. You're like, oh, you just screwed up the signal. It's like, golly, it's just so embarrassing. It just sucks. But I feel like I've been reading well. I feel like I'm very confident with my reads. It's just been, we can't either be explosive or not giving guys a chance with deep balls and, overthrowing guys or underthrowing guys, whatever. But just trying to keep pushing forward and learn from the mistakes and, just try to stay as positive as possible.
James Krause, Northern Star.
Ross, in your opinion, what is it going to take for this offense? Obviously, we saw a big improvement tonight. What do you think it's going to take to get them sort of over the hump and get a win or 2 late in the year?
Yeah, I mean, let's just start with the obvious. I mean, you can't have turnovers that score. It's killing us. It deflates all our momentum. It's a tough ball game, when you have 2 offenses working against you, so it's been really frustrating with the 3 turnovers I've had this year. They all scored, and it sucks, man. It's something that needs to get fixed, and I feel like I've been working my butt off. That's what sucks. It's not like I'm just hoping it fixes and hoping everything gets better. And, I've been trying my hardest to fix things and get better. And I feel like I've improved. It's just, there's a couple of those plays that keep popping up and they're just so detrimental. I think that's, the ball security stuff, that's what's really killed our offense. Last game, there was a couple other things, that you could say, but, just for the most part, it's been turnovers that really take us out of the game, especially the first game. But, and then you saw this, this one pick 6 tonight was a defining play. If you take those 7 points off the board, it's a different game. So it's, it's frustrating. It's probably, you can imagine how frustrating it is just to watch, let alone be the one to throw it. So it's not fun.
Ethan Wiles.
Hey, Ross, you talked a lot about the potential of this offense, and there's a lot of mix between young guys and guys that have returned from last year, including yourself. Where would you say that mix is in terms of clicking? Like, is this offense close to finally, getting over that hump, like you said, and where are you at mentally with that?
Yeah, I obviously the loss sucks and it hurts, and you're gonna look at the turnover and the stuff that we didn't do well, and that's the stuff we have to get corrected, obviously, but there's still a lot of positives to take away. We finally put up some points on the board. It felt like, we were pretty efficient this game, both running and throwing. So it felt like we took a step in the right direction. Obviously you want to win, and that makes everything sweeter and that much better, but, it just wasn't the case today. And, we feel, obviously pissed and mad, but I think we feel good as an offense for the majority of the plays that we made today. It was really well executed. We knew the look was there and we executed at a high level, and that's what, we've been coached to do, and we do a lot in practice, and, the stuff is starting to translate. Obviously we wish it translated sooner rather than later, but at least it's starting to. And today felt like we actually had some momentum building on offense and, just a chance to actually, or at least just gave ourselves a chance to win. It was, not having the defense go out on the field and having to stop, drive after drive after drive. It just, it actually had a chance to go back and forth and kind of complement each other offense to defense wise. So, but, back to the turnovers, it's just, you can't do them, especially when they score. They're game killers. So it's been a very frustrating couple games, but, nothing to break us. It's nothing that we're going to ever, keep hanging our head. It sucks tonight, but got to move on tomorrow. And, the focus is on Western Michigan, and we got to get in the win column. Last 3 weeks have been tough, but nothing that we can't handle.
All right. Thank you, Ross.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Questions for running back Aaron Collins?
How you doing?
All right. We'll start with James Krause from the Northern Star.
Aaron, obviously, you struggled through the first 2 weeks. How much of a confidence boost has this game been for you?
It really boosts my confidence a lot. This week of practice, preparation to practice, we put an emphasis on like ball security and then just practicing hard, just practicing how you play. Because we come out there during the week, every week, and practice hard, but we come to the game and stuff just don't go the way we want it to. So coach made a big emphasis on just practice how you play. So I just went out there and just practice how I play, basically.
As someone who now is 3 games into this offensive system, at the beginning of the year, some guys talked about they struggled in their first year in Hammack's system, just trying to get down the little things. How do you think you and the newer players to the offense are acclimated to the system?
It's a big adjustment for sure, but I feel like the first 2 weeks it was hard. I could say it was hard. It was just the little things was just killing us offensively. But now I feel like players like me, Harrison Whaley, and like we just get the hang of everything and how everything operates. So these next few games should be good games for us.
Ethan Wiles.
Yeah, you mentioned a guy like Harrison Whaley. What are your thoughts on him so far? He's 3 games into his college career, and he's running the ball hard, and I mean, he really complements your game as well. So what's your opinion on him so far?
And I love Harrison Whaley. He plays hard, practice hard. He when I'm on the field, he's encouraging me. He's just a hard runner, and you really don't see a lot of that in freshmen. He has a speed, he has a power. So Harris is going to be great.
With the offense struggling so far, obviously Coach Hammock is a running back guy. What kind of emphasis has he put in the running back group on getting this offense kickstarted a little bit?
Yeah, Coach Hammock relies on us running backs to get the offense going, and he puts a big emphasis on that. During the weekend practice, he always tells the whole team that if we want to win games, we have to run the football. So we just gotta. Today we did a lot better with moving the football and getting inside the end zone, but like the past weeks, it wasn't happening. So we just got to get that corrected,
Thanks, Aaron.
Any other questions for Aaron? Seeing none. Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you all for attending Postgame Road Zoom. Again, it's been recorded and will be posted sometime tomorrow. Thank you all.